How to make silicone molds for soap. Look at how realistic this soap looks. Do you want to know how to make your own silicone mold for soap making? It's very easy, in fact. You just need to use a good quality silicone. This here is a 2-component silicone that I ordered off of Amazon, and I will leave a link down in the description for an option in your area. The item that I want to mold are these double cookies. They are the perfect size for guest soaps, and it's a project that I wanted to make for a really long time. I love the details on the surface and I hoped that they are going to be visible on the mold as well. You will also need a container to pour your silicone in. You can also use cardboard, and best is to line it with packing tape or sellotape for an easy release of the silicone. Just checking if both cookies are completely intact for my project. A very important step is to secure the item you want to mold with some hot glue to the bottom of your container. If you don't, the cookies will emerge to the surface. You really need a strong glue for this, believe me. And this step is not negotiable, just in case you were wondering. Here is what happened a couple of days ago when I thought that using normal glue would be enough to hold these macarons in place. It didn't work, and as you can see, the macarons kept rising to the top. So back to our project. Our cookies are fully glued to the bottom of our mold, which will be the top once it's done. I will use my scale to weigh out the 2 components because we need to combine equal parts, making it very easy to calculate. You could also use a measuring cup. It is very important to measure them out in a separate container before combining them. In this case, I'm using 250 grams for each component. I'm going for the same amount with the green part here. Now I combine both and mix well for about a minute. You want to make sure that everything is well combined and that you have a uniform color. It is important to work in such a way that within about 6 minutes of time you have your mixture poured and ready to harden. The less air bubbles you have, the better. The mixture looks nice and uniform. I slowly pour around the cookies first and then over it to fully cover them. The top is going to be the bottom, and it's important for it to be thick enough. So make sure you don't see the cookies through the silicone. Now we wait for about 30 minutes for it to fully harden. The silicone is now firm and dry, so I can go ahead and take out the silicone of the plastic container. I remove the excess of the silicone on top with the use of a scissor. And then I need to remove the cookies from the cavities. This looks a little bit gross, but we are not going to eat these cookies anyways. I can already see the details on the bottom of the mold. I'm very excited to try out some melt and pour soap in just a second. But first I'm going to clean out the mold with some dish soap, and I'll be back. So here is our clean mold. Doesn't it look great? Now let's try how melt and pour soap will turn out. Here is some white soap and I'm adding some gold and brown mica to mimic a cookie color. Looking good. Now I'm just adding some cookie type scent and then I pour the first cookie layer. Spritzing with rubbing alcohol helps removing air bubbles and then I allow it to harden. Another spritz this time to have the next layer adhere to the first one. This is just white soap to mimic a cream layer in between. We also again allow it to cool and finally we add the last top cookie layer. The soap has now fully hardened and it's time to unmold. Doesn't this just look amazing? I absolutely love all the little details. You can even see where the cookie has a crack. Let's see the second one. Super nice. I'm super happy with the result. Comparing it to the real cookie, you can see how detailed and realistic it is. Not to mention, even a bit dangerous, if you know what I mean. Here is another biscuit type that I made using the mold press. And I will leave a link to this video down in the description for you to check out as well. I think I will make another video comparing two types of molds. Here is a car that I molded a couple of weeks ago for a custom order and I wanted to show you how the soap turned out. Super cool and detailed, don't you think? If you're interested in other soap making related videos, check out the playlist on the screen where you can find many more. Feel free to subscribe and see you soon. Bye!